Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. I want to share with you a short story, a very remarkable story that took place in the time of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So what happens is that it is a gathering, right? And in the gathering, in front of everyone, there's a young chap, there's a young man. He asked the Prophet ﷺ, can he have exception for permission to commit fornication? Now some people might be thinking, obviously, you know, what you're going to say if you get asked that question, it's haram, it's impermissible, it's ugly, it's, you know, whatever. But check out, see how what the Prophet ﷺ does with the young man. He says, come closer. Come closer. First, the Prophet ﷺ speaks to his mind. He says, would you like it? How would you be if someone were to do that with your mother? He says, of course I would hate it. How would you be if someone did it to your sister? Of course I would hate it. How would you be if someone did it to your aunt? And so forth, and so forth, and so forth. Right? And he says, of course I would hate it. And then, so it's very clear now in his mind, and he's preparing the guy mentally for him to understand what he's asking for, because some people may not know what they're asking for, right? The Prophet ﷺ now has spoken to his mind and puts his hand on the man's heart, on the young man's heart, on his chest. And he says and then he makes a dua for him, a supplication for him, right? And when the supplication when his blessed hand left the man's heart, left the man's chest, the man said, you know, when his hand left my heart, there was nothing more hatred to me in this world than fornication. Now the point being here is that when we speak to some people, or when we get spoken to sometimes, you must remember that sometimes some people speak to us, the older people speak to the younger people. You might be asking what's 2 plus 2, but they might be giving a different answer, or they might be approaching it in a different way. Because they're not always speaking to your head, maybe they're speaking to your heart, right? Or maybe they're giving you a certain context, trying to prepare you to understand it. Because they expect you to have the intellect, the understanding, to apply what they're saying. And sometimes they're doing it to make it easy for you. Now it'll be a shame if young people hearing this story about what the Prophet ﷺ did to this young man, and they say, yeah, but the older people in my community, they're not like this. If I were to ask them a similar question, they're going to hit me, or they're going to scold me, or going to say it's haram, how can you ask such a question? Or the Prophet didn't do this. Now what makes us think as young people that when we get older, we're not going to be like these old people that we criticize? Because keep in mind that what the Prophet ﷺ said, the standard for us is a very high standard. It's a beautiful standard, right? But just as how he was patient with the young man, it's likewise how us young people have to be patient with our elders, and how our elders have to be patient with us. Prophet ﷺ says among things, there was 5 or 6 things that was good, but it's better in some people, right? For example, justice is good, but it is better if you're a judge, if you're like a court judge. Scrupulousness is good, but it's even better if you're a scholar. Sabr, patience, or you can translate it as patience. It's not very accurate, but labas. Sabr is good, but it is better in younger people, in the youth. So likewise, how we should have sabr upon ourselves and upon others, and others have sabr upon us. It's such a simple point that the Prophet ﷺ taught us, right? But think about it, man. What's most important is how we can put it into practice. Look around us. Every time we might have something on our heart and our chest that we want to say, hang back, dude, hang back, dude. You don't want to do that. Have sabr. By that simple moment, thanks to that blessed young man who asked that question, can I get permission to fornicate? Because of him, we know that story today. Isn't that beautiful? What a beautiful community they had in Medina. what a beautiful community that we have now. Allah yabarak fikum. May Allah make your Ramadan blessed. May Allah make you among the people who are of benefit to other people. For the best of people are people who bring benefit to other people. And inshallah, you people over there are from among them. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Muhammad.